Greetings everyone and welcome to the video. I'm so glad to be able to present these slides to you today and perhaps teach you people something as well. My name is Amiraliye Samani Khuzani, and today we're going to be talking about, well, you guessed it, AI. In particular, how artificial intelligence can change or possibly even revolutionize the web searching industry. Now, we all have searched something on the internet in the past and still continue to do it to this day. We all know many different web browsers, and to be honest, it has become a mundane, routine activity for us to go on the internet and gather some information about a specific topic. But that doesn't mean that there is no room for improvement. In fact, I believe that we can search much more efficiently, waste less time, and get our desired answers incredibly faster. Before we delve further into the subject, there are multiple basic ideas and notions that we need to learn. This helps us understand the following slides on a deeper level and makes us realize important aspects of the matter. The first notion is dynamic data gathering. In the traditional and old way of web searching, we would usually open up like 5 or 10 different web pages, read through all the available paragraphs, sift the information, and finally piece the answer of the question ourselves. This is called static data gathering and is a long and lengthy process. But no worries, with artificial intelligence by our sides, we can change this. Using the dynamic data gathering method, we can directly reach our answers without a single minute wasted on websites and blogs. The next thing that we need to cover is a little something called SEO, which stands for Search Engine Optimization. This whole thing was used to be all about predetermined keywords, phrases, and sentences. But now, it relies more on these three things. Concept, which deals with the main idea and objective of the user when they type in their input. Context, which could be counted as the queries before and after a particular search. And finally, customer satisfaction, which plays a key role in figuring out whether the user is happy with the results they've been given or not. As you can see, we have a plethora of topics to go over in this slide. Some of them are somewhat obvious and don't require much explaining. Updating your knowledge of new ways to bring in improvement to your service is very easier with the help of AI now. Many of these tasks were used to be slow, gruesome, and straight up a waste of resources and skills. Tasks like rank predicting, algorithm analysis, or preparation for the race up ahead in the field of internet searching. Yet, there are two keynotes in this passage that need a bit more care and attention. One is that artificial intelligence can prevent big companies and names from making any legal mistakes whenever they want to implement new fixes and changes to the services they provide. On occasions, these so-called fixes can bring about a series of complications with the local law and federal guidelines that all companies must follow to stay in the business. An AI assistant could prevent all of that trouble and unnecessary tension by just analyzing the data first and then giving off a simple warning or an error message and save us a lot of money, time, and effort. The next one is content generation, which kind of speaks for itself. But it pretty much means that in the non-AI based method, one would only obtain addresses to websites and sources instead of actual genuine generation of their answer. Like when you ask a cook to teach you how to bake a good cake, they would just simply do so. It'll be ridiculous if they were to say something like, read this cooking pamphlet and then you'll have your answer. We asked for a tutor, not mere address and directions. AI acts just like the cook in our example. It doesn't give us only directions to other pages. It creates an answer for us, which is explicitly tailored to our question. Another thing that we have to keep in mind is SERP, or SERP, however you want to pronounce it. This term stands for Search Engine Result Page. By saying that AI can come in handy with SERPs, one could be referring to a multitude of ways that this can be done. One of which is that artificial intelligence can expand the range of SERPs. Just imagine, instead of receiving relevant results only for the first 5 or 6 pages of the entered query, we now have 20 pages ahead of us that are exactly what we asked for. That means that from page 1 to 20 of the main search page, there will be no irrelevant article, no spam, no baiting the user into websites that provide nothing of value to them or their question, and so on and so forth. Having all of that said, if we want to conclude one thing from this page, we would certainly say that the future of SEO is definitely AI. Folks, I bring good news now, because I think that you're going to like the next slides after the previous ones. We're done with theoretical points and rudimentary basics. This is where the fun begins. I brought you amazing people, not one, not two, but 3 different practical examples of AI being integrated into web searching. So, what do you say? Shall we continue on and see what these slides hold for us to uncover? Well, I take that as a yes then. We'll start off with Google Search Lab, then move on to Bing AI, and finish it all off with Perplexity AI, my very own favorite. But keep in mind that some of the features that these AIs have might be much alike, while others might be totally different on a foundational basis. Google Search Lab. Right now, Google's new generative AI is an experimental feature and cannot be accessed directly. But once it does become available to the wider audience, it can change many things about internet searching. Capabilities like cramming multiple queries into a single one, having conversational flow, which enables us to ask question after question and not have to repeat the same process all over again, etc. It is also excellent for complicated matters as well. In this slide, in the next slide I provided several screenshots of this whole project for your better understanding. The way that this AI works is that it first requires the user to open a Google web page. Then you can enter your query, just like how you would if you were to interact with a chatbot. Right now, the person typed in, "Write me a poem about my mischievous cat named Whiskers." Well, this is no ordinary search input that you could just simply type in a web browser and expect results to come out, right? Well, you can now. The AI starts working on the demand as soon as you hit enter, and the answer would be generated on the first part of the page. So, in this way, you would be able to easily see your results at the top of the web page without having to open up any other link. In the next screenshots, you can notice that several other questions were asked, and the main frame of the response is always the same. The artificial intelligence actually takes a step further and gives us links to various other websites and suggestions and other options that you can clearly see for yourself. It could be deducted from these images that Google's newest tool has the ability to analyze the natural human language exquisitely and have a better perception of the topic itself. Bing AI. Our next example of a well-implemented AI in the field of web searching is Bing AI. In my own personal opinion, Bing AI acts as more of an online assistant than, let's say, a standalone artificial intelligence application, but you could also treat it as one. It has 3 different options they could use: chat, compose, and insights. The chat function itself contains 3 other modes, so just imagine how many ways you can go with that. You can perform tasks with the aid of this AI, such as revise, edit, or define text, read a summary of the article that you're currently reading, see the important keynotes of websites that you open, and much more. Now that's what I'd call a great multitasker. In the next page, I took the step of using the AI myself and sharing screenshots of the process for your viewing. As you can spot, I was reading an article on the Olympic Games. and opened up Bing AI right next to my main screen, as you can see right now. At the Insights section, I have access to Q&A, key points, summary, and much more if I continue to scroll down this section. Sometimes you might not have the time to read something completely and in full details. In those cases, Bing AI has got you covered. In chat mode, I asked Bing to define me a term that I encountered in my read-through, and I asked of it to define Olympic diploma, and so it did. As you can see on the screen, define Olympic diplomas. Still remember the 3 options that I told you about? If you still remember, I said that chat mode has 3 options in itself. Well, I haven't forgotten about that. The 3 modes are creative for an imaginative conversation, balanced for usual and typical chat, and precise for the times you're running out of time, or for when you want your answers immediately and as fast and as precise as possible. The last feature of this AI is compose. As I was going through the tabs about ancient Greece and the Olympian pantheon, I asked the AI to write me a short text about the aforementioned gods. You can choose the tone of your writing, the length, the format, you name it, and you're able to instantly import all of that written text into another website or online post that you're occupied with. Not to forget that you can also have the same access to all of the mentioned features and options if you happen to open your PDF file via the Microsoft Edge browser. And again, more ways that you can interact with the AI which are self-explanatory and don't need any further description. It's just truly brilliant if you ask me. The third and final example of this video is Perplexity AI. Think of it as a different version of ChatGPT. However, Perplexity AI has live access to the internet, whereas ChatGPT does not. Not only that, but now you are able to choose specifically which part of the internet you want your question to be asked and searched from. Websites like Wikipedia, Reddit, YouTube, so on and so forth. It's an amazing tool for testing and researching idea after idea continuously without any stops in between. In this picture, you can see the initial web page of this AI. Here, I typed the best way to code. My bad, wrong picture. I typed the best way to code in 2023. As you can see in the follow-up picture, it has generated a list for me to read. Also, you can see that it has these little numbers that can be clicked to refer back to the website that this piece of information was collected from. The option to show other relevant data is also available. You can report, we can report or delete unrelated answers and edit each of your queries individually. Not to forget that you're able to keep track of all of your inputs if you choose to log into the website using your account. Of course, every beginning deserves a proper ending. These are the full lists of the sources that I used for making this video and file. If you're interested in any of the topics discussed here, you could head to the original posts and continue growing your knowledge repository. Who knows, maybe one day you'll actually find a need for some of the things that you are currently learning today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying with me and making it all the way to the end of the video. It was an honor for me, and I'd hope to be able to enlighten you in the matter of artificial intelligence and its applications in the field of web searching a bit more. I hope that you have learned something new today, and as always, thank you for your attention. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and take good care of yourselves. Goodbye.